I'm sure you've seen a lot of videos out there about what's happening about buying a house and what's happening with the housing market. But if you look at Zillow, they're predicting a more balanced market that would offer buyers more opportunity without this chaos of bidding wars or skyrocketing prices. But that's just not happening where I live. So it depends on where you live. So you really need to know what's going on in your market. That's why you need to find a realtor to help you, or I can help you find a realtor to help you, because if you look at Zillow and their predictions, I think that they're off. I don't think they've ever been right on anything, okay? So you know, it's been a wild ride these past years. You might say, I'm not gonna buy a house in this market because of these skyrocketing prices and bidding wars, but is that happening in your area? What's happening in 2025? Is it going to be a buyer's market? Now, like I said about Zillow, they're saying, oh, this might be your chance now to finally buy a home without the dealing in insane competition and crazy price jumps. But what happens is they get to my listing, I have all kinds of offers, and it is still competitive, and they're saying, what's happening with this market? So I think they can't look at these big companies like Zillow who are not in touch with what's really happened. They've never, ever been right. Like near Northeast and Philly burbs, it is crazy. I predict a crazy competitive homes in my particular area, especially if they're priced well and they're presented properly. That's what I do. So what's happening in your market? Well, I'm going to talk about Philly and the burbs a little bit more today, but also about what these Zillow people are telling you. Watch what you read with these big companies like Realtor.com and Zillow. They really don't know what's going on in the market. So gotta watch this. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. So again, I need some help. 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month. Just like and subscribe. Love for you to be one of my subscribers. Let's move on. So Zillow says we're going to have a balanced market. What does that mean? A balanced market is when they have 6 months of inventory. 6 months. Right now we're over here, we're maybe at 2 to 3 months. We're still far off. And Zillow is predicting we're going to have an active housing market. I believe it's going to be active. There's going to be tons of buyers out there, but there's still going to be some competition. But again, depends upon where you live. Existing home sales are expected to go up, and I believe they will. They say from 4 million in 2024 to 4.3 million. I think that's a good number. It's not a massive jump, but it's a step in the right direction. You got to get these empty nesters to move. That's why I'm having an empty nester seminar to teach them, hey, it's time to make this move, okay? Because prices are only expected to grow by 2.6% or 3.7%, depending upon who you talk to in 2025, overall nationally. But in some areas, you've got prices going up 10, 20%. That's crazy. That growth in these areas is just not sustainable. And what Zillow said in this article, that is that they're predicting not a crash, but they were. Everybody was predicting this crash, and now everybody's saying they're not. Just a couple weeks into January, they're saying it's going to be a gradual and moderate increase. So they're putting this information saying that for buyers, you know, it's going to be a stable market. Don't have to worry about jumping in on the property and being bid over 20% over asking, or have to bring, you know, 20% down. I don't know. I think that's not true. I sold 6 homes in the last 3 weeks. It's been crazy out there. And I'm talking to my friends in different areas in the market. They're all saying the same thing. So for your home sellers, it may not mean you're going to get, you know, don't expect all these big gains like they were getting before, but you can't overprice your home and don't do anything to it. You have to appeal to the buyers of today. So don't expect all this stuff. All right, just want to put that in as a side. New buyers, if you see an overpriced home and there's nothing done, steer away. There's be other homes coming on the market, or just go in for a low price and you can fix it up yourself. That's my suggestion to some buyers who are out there looking at these overpriced homes saying, this is ridiculous. Don't take that bait, because that home will stay on the market and come down. Your realtor should tell you about these things. If they're a real deal realtor, and I only introduce real deal realtors, so if you are in need of a realtor, I will get you a good one. That's one thing I don't mess around when choosing a realtor for my subscribers. How about mortgage rates? A little bit of a wild card. I was talking with Krista the other day, and she's like, she didn't think they're going to come down as much as she thought, but they're hovering in the high 6s, depending upon if you can buy your rate down or not. It's going to be very volatile, she believes, in 2025, and I think so too. A lot of people are saying that. We did see a brief dip in the rates in 2024, but I don't think it's going to be the norm. Then they climb back to 7%, and then, so I don't think you'll see like the 3%. I have 2.4% on my house. I mean, I'm not moving, that's for sure. And that's why people aren't moving, because I have such low rates. And you know that already. So if you're a buyer, what does that mean for you? It's going to be a bumpy ride as far as rates are concerned. You may not want to lock in. You may not want to lock in because the rates are going up and down. You want to maybe stay flexible. Just be prepared to act quickly when rates dip. That's why you need to make sure you have a pre-approval and you're ready walking through that door and know all your options. If you're here in Pennsylvania, and actually Krista does most states now, you can go to mortgagewithkrista.com and she'll get you pre-approved, or just give me a call and I can give you a referral. Like I said, if you get a good rate, you might as well just jump in on it. You might not get that chance. And there's some great grant programs going out right now. Krista has some awesome grant programs where you can get free money. So I have another video going on about that coming soon. So take a look at that when it comes out. So sellers, I think it's going to create a little bit of a headache for you. Higher rates mean fewer buyers for the most part, but it really depends on where you live. But if you are planning to sell your house in 2025, you really shouldn't expect a flood of offers, and you need to do something to your house. You can't just do nothing. I said that before. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it over and over again. You have to do something. You have to price it right and really competitive, and also offer incentives. If your home has stucco and it didn't pass the test, you should, first of all, if you have stucco, you should get it tested. And if it doesn't pass the test, you have to give a credit for, which could be $50,000 or $80,000. So a lot of things going on in your house that you need to know about, and things a way of understanding how to give incentives to the buyers if you have some negative things going on in your house. That's the 2025 market, guys. That's in any market, but especially right now. Also, there's some buyers markets that are expanding. There's more areas that's becoming a buyer market. So you just have to look at the numbers. The numbers tell. They forecast what markets will expand and which ones are good to buy in, or if homes are staying on the market too long. Phoenix and Las Vegas, I just did a video about that. Great area. So what is a buyer's market? That's where there's more homes for sale than buyers. That means more leverage in negotiation process. You're not going to see many cities like that, but there are some areas. So your realtor can tell you exactly what's going on with the days on the market. And numbers, they tell the truth, guys. Always look at the numbers. You can see what's going on. So if you find an area that has a buyer's market, you'll have more choices. You won't have to mad rush into buying. You'll be able to think about it and not make bad choices. So in the past couple of years, if you didn't jump on a house, if you snooze, you just lost out, right? I think in 2025, you may see some regions that'll have a less stressful experience to buy a house. And if you're a seller in those areas, you're really going to have to make your house look more saleable. You need to know the numbers. What is going on specifically, even in your zip code? I could be a zip code over here, and it's different in this zip code, and there's just across a road, right? So you need to know what's going on in your market, and that's where you have to find a real deal realtor like myself who can tell you the facts, okay? And this Zillow report I read said that they think there's going to be a shift to want to have cozy living, because in the pandemic, everybody wanted bigger homes to have offices and new lifestyle by living, because they're living at home, extra space, things like that. But Zillow is predicting that trend's going to start to reverse. We see more buyers leaning towards smaller and more affordable and more sustainable homes. They said that the term cozy has been a rise in real estate listings. Now, I never used the word cozy, but with 35% increase in 2024 alone compared to 2023. So why are people calling things cozy? What was happening? Well, a lot of first-time buyers out there. So the smaller homes are first-time buyers, and they consider them cozy. These first-time buyers don't want big properties, and they want something affordable, and that's a big factor for most people. So that's what they're doing. And with rates being unpredictable, they want to make sure they're secure in their home. I find a lot of first-time buyers want to keep it simple. That's what I'm seeing, simple. Smaller but simple. Easier to maintain, more environmentally friendly, things like that. That's becoming a priority. I see that, and I think Zillow also said that too. And also, people are starting to value quality over quantity. They're just looking for more functional space, like, what am I going to do here? I need a space that has these functions. So if you're buying a house in 2025, maybe you'll see the word cozy a lot. I don't know. I won't be using it in my listings, but smarter layouts, energy efficient features, more affordability, things like that. And if you're a seller and you're trying to sell this large home and it's empty, you really have to change your marketing about how these rooms can be made. A lot of people want in-law suites now. Can we make your house and say it's a possible in-law suite where parents can live? That's a great thing. I do that for all my houses because I know that's what the trend is. Now, you renters, I'm sorry to say, there's going to be a really tough market for you. Landlords, they were offering concessions before for free rent, things like that, but that's not happening anymore. It's going to likely to fade in 2025, especially the second half of the year. Zillow thinks that there's going to be a flood of new rental units hitting the market, and it's going to start to slow down. So I've seen that. I've seen a lot of construction around our area, all these new rentals, and it's just clogging up the area with these shopping centers with rentals above it. It's nice, but it's really a havoc on traffic. So for you renters, there's going to be less deals for you. Landlords, they just have the upper hand right now. And I know what's going on in California right now, that these people are gouging rent, and it's really sad for the people who lost their homes in California. But you just have to really watch, when you're renting a house. You're going to see a lot more. You're going to see prices go up there. So what's the big picture? We talked about Zillow. They predict that the market will start to normalize. I agree in some areas, but overall, I don't agree with that, especially in my area. You might think buyers, see, what happens is they put these reports out and buyers start reading them like, oh, I can start negotiating, and they go into the house and they don't talk to the realtor about what's really happening in the market, and the realtor doesn't tell them that we're still in a seller's market in this area. So really watch, understand exactly what kind of market you're in, okay? And if you're planning to make that move, just stay informed. Know what your financial situation is, get approved, and have a real deal realtor, someone's going to tell you what's going on and not give you fluff, because today you have to walk into a door with a realtor because that's the new law. They have just if it's for one house. But you need to find somebody you can trust and who knows the market, and then walk in the door with that letter that says, I want you to work for me, but don't do it for house to house. Find somebody that really works for you. Let me know what's going on with your home search or selling a home. What's going on with you in your real estate world? Comment below, and I'd love to hear more. See you on the next one.